Everything that I read in the month of February, what I rated it. Highest rated book of the month, we have The Unmaking of June Farrow. I love fantasy and I don't read it often, and I don't know why, because every time I pick up a fantasy book I love it. I rated this book 4.75. It was almost a 5-star read for me. One of the most beautiful magical realism books I've ever read. The way the story came together, the characters, the plot. This book that I read, The Housemaid is Watching, I finally finished the 3rd book in this series. It took me a really long time to finish this series, and I really liked it, and I didn't think I was because I thought it would get repetitive. A lot of people say like the series should end it. I liked it. I rated it a 4.5. I thought it was really good. I love Frida's writing. I think it's so fast paced. I can literally read her books in like 2 days, so I thought that one was good. The next book I read was I'm Glad My Mom Died, which is Jeanette McCurdy's memoir. I've never read a memoir before. This is the first one I read, and oh my god, was I honestly have no words. Grew up watching iCarly, Sam and Cat, like reading about her story, everything that she went through, the way her mom was, and just the way that Hollywood is such a highlight reel, and we just don't even see half of what goes on behind the scenes or just involved with any of these like young child actors. And it was such an eye-opening book. It's just absolutely one of the best books I've ever read. I think everybody should read that book. Read this book just because I don't really think rating memoirs is my place to do so. Somebody else's story. I don't think I have a fair reason, somebody else's life story or rating, so I will not be rating that one, but one of the best books I've ever read. The next book that I read was The Doover by Lynn Painter. This was my first Lynn Painter book, and this book was so fun. I love a fun little romance book. I rated this a 4.25, which just enjoyed it so much. Like, I loved the characters, I loved the storyline, I thought it was so sweet, and there were some just like such good quotes in it, and like I literally flew through it. I read that book in like 2 days. So cute, such an easy, fun beach read. I read every single one of her books. I think I want to read Better Than the Movies soon, so if you've read that, let me know if you liked it, because I want to read that one next. Book that I read in February, Will Never Be Me. Scrolling through my Goodreads, and I was one of the first books that I added to my TBR, and I was like, oh, let's try it. I literally had no idea what it was about. This book was interesting. It's about 2 influencers, which is a really interesting take on a book. I've never read a book centered around like social media, and it's basically a thriller about these social media influencers, and it just takes you on a whole trip. Really enjoyed it. It was super fast paced at the beginning. I do feel like the ending kind of drug. I also feel like it was a little bit guessed what was gonna happen, and I just feel like it kind of started to drag. This a 2.5 just because it was really fast paced and I read it really quickly and I did enjoy it. It just didn't grasp my attention. I normally like thrillers to do. Really good book. I definitely recommend reading it because I've never read a book with that kind of concept before, and it was just really interesting. That is everything that I